Hey everybody, I'm doing a different kind of video today, reviewing a product that I had commissioned. This guy posted on Facebook that he was making like trays for X-Wing, and I said, hey, do you think you could do something like that for Destiny? I hate rolling trays, but I'm like in love with the deck boxes I use, but for whatever reason, I thought what he was doing looked great, and so I asked if he could do, Destiny, and we talked, and I did not get this for free. I paid with my own good money, so this is, we're not getting anything out of this. I ordered one for Nick and Joe, and while we do have a code, the Hyperloops, you could just go to tabletop.armory.net. It's an Etsy shop, and use the code Hyperloops, and you can get $3 off, which I know like isn't much, but it's something. And then we didn't get ours for free, but like if he sells enough, he'll kick us back reimbursement for these. So that's the full disclosure. He did the custom top with the Hyperloops. If you're a fan of the Hyperloops or a Patreon of the Hyperloops and you want to get a Hyperloops one, feel free. If not, get whatever you want. As you can see, he made some sweet, Star Wars embellishment on the sides, which is pretty mint. Okay, so this is made of like wood. His teeth are made of wood. It smells like smoked wood, like some of the template trays I've gotten. So this opens up. It's a tournament box, and it opens up. It's magnetized, so it's a little sticky. And then like if you rip too hard, like these things pop up. As you can see, there. This is what happens when you open up, and there's two trays. And each of these trays will hold 40 sleeved cards. 40 sleeved cards. And, tokens. So you can have like any amount of tokens you want in there. For tournaments, you don't want to have extra cards in your deck. So like I'm using it for tournaments, but if I was going to just hang out at my FLGS, I would probably have like a deck here or two decks here, or my deck here and my draft stuff in the other one. And I'll show you what happens when you pull this tray out. So I've got my deck here. There's a slot underneath where I can push the deck out. And then, I've got my trusty deck right here. And then it just slides right back in. And like I said, this will hold 40 sleeved cards. And then what I did for the other tray, because I want to keep my 3 tokens separate, just, like I said, I'm not going to have extra cards in my deck box for a tournament because that's illegal. I just put a sleeved Star Trek card on the bottom, and that covers the hole. But otherwise, it's the same. You just you push that up, and there's a slot underneath. I think you can see that. I don't want to disrupt everything. And then these trays come out, so they can hang out like where your deck is, off to the side. And then underneath holds dice. And I think this holds like 36 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's a square, so it'll hold 36 dice. And they will slide around a little bit, but I'll do like a shake test after. And then the thing that made me want to buy this is, well, I like that it can hold 36 dice because you can literally carry around 2 decks and have enough space. Not too often you're going to have 2 decks with 18 plus dice. Maybe you do, but I think this, and like you could obviously just like throw dice in here if you needed some extra space, if you were like running tons of dice. But what really is the coup de grace here is this is also a felt lined rolling tray, and if you can see that like the wall comes up pretty high over the dice. So I'll get my 2 Padme dice and my 2 Yoda dice because I want to heartwarm people, and I'm just gonna shake them and roll. And you can see that like I rolled them pretty aggressively, and they all just sat there. And I'll continue to do a couple rolls, like an aggressive roll. And then I guess if you're rolling like Night Sister, or Seventh Sister rather, you might have 6 dice. So you can see like even some pretty aggressive rolls where we're staying in the felt dice box, and the dice are coming up like completely randomized. So I'm pretty confident that this is all right. So I went a little aggressive on that. Obviously, when you're rolling on a table, things go astray anyway. So having this dice tray is pretty mint. So then you just put it all back together. They slide in. One thing that, and you can see like in the corners, these little metal things right there, those are magnets. Magnets, bitch. And then It does. You do have to be a little careful with it when you pull the top off, because those trays do stick a little bit. But once you get the hang of like just kind of pulling from like I'm grabbing it with my thumbs in the back and lifting. They stick a little bit, but not as much. And especially once you have a deck in here, they don't stick at all. And the designer is aware. You know, I've given him some feedback. This is his first one, so this was the prototype, and the fact that it came out this awesome, pretty great. So as you can see, I shook that pretty damn aggressively. So let's see what happens when I do this. As you can see, like I guess this tray was a little off kilter, but all my tokens are completely fine, and nothing is jarred, nothing's displaced. I mean, it's probably not great for your dice to do that, but I mean, if you're a kind of person who gets upset by scratch dice, you might not want to do that. Why is there an R2-D2 support die in there? That card is not in the deck. I don't know. So there you go. This was just a brief 6-minute review of this product that we got at, again, tabletop-armory.net. I've always used the Star Wars CCG boxes for my tournaments, and I didn't think anything would ever get me off of that. But I'm sick of rolling dice across the table. I don't play IRL too often, so when I do and my dice go flying, I get frustrated. But this thing is mint. I think it's worth the $32. You may not. But I bought one, and I forced Joe and Nick to buy one. So I think that they're really good. I'm not being paid or getting any additional discount. Like I said, if a bunch of people buy these with our code, we'll get some sort of reimbursement, but I don't expect a $96 reimbursement or anything. I just thought it was a great product that people that go to Star Wars Destiny tournaments might want to see. So thanks for checking it out. I'm Bobby Sapphire with the Hyperloops.com, and I will see you soon.